Good evening. This is the Ignite Your Purpose podcast. I am the European element to the party. Max, he's the transatlantic element. He's the other side of the pond in Canada, living it up at the International Film Festival. Living it up might be not an accurate description. He's suited and booted today, stacked up, ready for another 18-hour day hauling the cameras and busting around from party to party, learning. Now we had a very quick chat earlier. I was checking up to see that he's doing all the good things, taking care of himself, drinking the water, eating the good foods, and it appears that Max is having to make some compromises, not through choice but just through circumstances. And he asked me a question earlier in relation to this, so please go and have a listen. He's suited and booted. He's got pink on, pink tie, pink shirt, looking high and tight, and he's operating in areas that he's not used to. So, but he's looking good. So I've got some notes. His question to me was, does food matter, and how do you feel when you get caught out? Not a straightforward, simple question, and it could be very easy to get caught up in the weeds and speak about things and comment without giving you the science or the references. But if anybody wants to get down in the weeds, we will have a long conversations, and we'll throw all the ideas in there. Now I've got no order to where I'm going to start here. For me personally, I think food is everything. Food is the fundamental element. It ties in with sleep and rest and hydration and all of these good things. But food is fundamental because ultimately we are. Hey, Maximus is watching. I'm not going to hook you in because every time we've done this in the past, it's bounced the call off. But I think fundamentally, we are built and constructed out of everything we eat. And so you can look at two scenarios where you've got a nice whole food plant-based salad with some beans and grains and some lemon and some herbs and coriander and parsley or whatever it might be, tomatoes, whatever. And you can look at that compared to, I'm going to use it, McDonald's meal. Or maybe not quite that far off to the side is the food you might get at a high-end restaurant, which is super quality but incredibly rich, full of oils and butters and creams and sugars. And I think on that scale, for me personally, I'd like to be built out of the natural, unprocessed foods that contain all of the vitamins and the minerals and the phytonutrients and enzymes that are constructed and grown as a package, rather than another element you could say is, well, I can eat what I want, but I'll just supplement. But I think if you take a vitamin C or vitamin D or a vitamin, whatever it is, it doesn't work in the same way as the natural raw ingredient because it's been synthesized and processed. Really timely because we came in last night, we were a bit late, we didn't want to spend any time cooking at all, so we made some pasta, and we'd been given some free samples in a food order of a pesto. And it tasted okay, it tasted fine, but the first thing we said this morning when we woke up is, oh my God, my eyes feel really gunky, my mouth feels like there's a big bloody brown bear shat in it overnight. Kind of really dry and furry, and so we now instantly know when we've eaten things that we've chosen not to eat recently. In some ways it's a nice timely reminder of how good we feel, and ultimately we now eat the way we eat, which is whole food plant-based, not anal about anything, and there are times when we make compromises, but we eat this way because we feel so good. And I'd go so far as to say to you, you could offer me £100 million tomorrow and I would say no to going back to the way I always used to feel, which is you'd wake up cloudy and fatigued, and you need the coffee or the sugar or some artificial energy spike just to get you going in the morning. And I personally don't want to feel that way. So yeah, we do get caught out, and the first thing we do is we go out to a restaurant, and you're making a compromised choice. There's always great choices you can make if you plan ahead. If you call a restaurant, and if you say, you'd have to say, I'm a vegan or I'm a vegetarian. You could say doctor's orders. Any chance you could just rustle me up an X, Y, or Z. But whilst we're eating a compromised food for us, I'm thinking, what can I have tomorrow? Well, I'll wake up, I'll have my apple cider vinegar and water. I'll make myself a big green smoothie or a green juice. I'm going to have a really light breakfast, get the water down my neck so we can process these the chemicals that the body's not, it's not used to dealing with. So we give the body every effort. We keep the load on the stomach quite low so it can process. And then later in the day, we're thinking high nutrient density foods. It takes, little energy to process these foods. So maybe soups or smoothies, light salads and quinoa. So it's easily digestible, easily processed, and doesn't take that huge amount of energy to process it. So we eat something compromised, okay, and then we're planning already before we finish that meal how we can take good care of ourselves the next day. Jake Taylor's in the house as well. You should be listening, my fellow Iron Man. I'm not sure if you're training for anything at the moment, but yeah, I think you did awesome in Copenhagen last year, and I look forward to seeing you again on the rounds at some point. I'm just going to have a quick scan over my list if there's anything mentioned. Oh, Max, the phrase you were trying to think of earlier was no plan survives first contact with the enemy. So you can make an incredible plan for this battlefield scenario, or for anything, for driving from A to B. You can make this plan, but very rarely do things go perfectly as that plan is set out. As soon as something goes wrong, you reassess on the ground and you make the decision on the best options you have available. So no plan survives first contact with the enemy. So that's that. I'm freaking rambling big style. I think I deliver content better when I give it no thought whatsoever. I've had 2 or 3 hours to think about this, and I'm not as such as yet a public speaker or a man that's got his presentation skills squared away, but we're working on it. Immediately think what I'm going to eat the next day to help my body recover. I will not go back to eating all this processed junk and all the sort of high energy draining, calorifically dense but nutritionally starved foods. Battery's going. And again, like we said yesterday, we just plan ahead. Tomorrow's going to be a stressful day. I'm going to be away from the shops. There's very little facilities on the building site or in the gardens or wherever I'm working, so I'll take the stuff with me. And sometimes I'll just go without. We're more than capable of surviving for 6 hours without food or 8 hours without food. Just get the water down your neck, keep yourself hydrated, keep the headspace squared away, and that's all. Mega long ramble. Thank you for listening. If you're still here at the end, Max is watching, Jake's watching. Appreciate your time. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here right now with me, usually Max and I. I think Max may be on the conference again tomorrow, so on Thursday we'll be back to the usual format where we've both got the time and the connectivity to get on together on the Ignite Your Purpose page. Please check us out, share some of these videos. Jake, share some videos please with your buddies. They don't have to watch them, but we're just trying to spread ourselves around and just encourage people to be better and to do better, and to think from here a little bit more about the choices that they make. We can all make better choices each and every day, but it comes with a bit of awareness, a bit of self-perception, and taking responsibility for doing better things. So I'm out of here. Have a great evening. Bye bye.